Okay. Okay, nice seeing you. Thank you so much for coming. We are doing, we're preparing for Chag HaShavuot. And today I did some kind of a different shiur. It's not full of stories or whatever. We're talking about the 10 commandments that we got. And usually I give so much introduction to the 10 commandments, to Matan Torah and this and that. Today I really want to focus on the 10 commandments, but from the aspect of the universal aspect. We know that the Torah is eternal. Even though we got it so many thousands of years ago, it's good for these days, okay? And it's so beautiful to see. So Hashem commanded us, the first commandment of 10 commandments is Anochi Hashem Elokecha. I'm your God. What does it say? What does it mean, I'm your God? Okay? The 10 commandments starts with a very, very important question. Who is in the center? Okay? The human being? Or is there any a force, a heavenly force above him? Okay, who decides? Okay, who commands me? Who is the only commander of my things? People have ambitions. People have desires. People have. So what does lead the person? His ambitions, his desires, or okay, a God above him that he needs to follow his orders. Is there any orders or nothing there at all? So it's interesting. Dostoevsky, he was a Russian writer. Mm-hmm. He wrote in one of his books, he describes there some kind of a crime that was done in a family. Ha'achim Karamazov, I don't know the story, but basically the idea is that the sons didn't agree with the father and eventually, okay, made some kind of a crime against him. He said, without God, everything is permissible. Because a sin, a crime, an offense that people do are words that lost its meaning if there is no if there's no God. Okay, the Western modern approach, okay, turned the ethics, the morals to something that is irrelevant. Okay, depends what you want to do. Okay, you're in the center and you decide for yourself what's good for you, and nothing is binding you to nothing. Therefore, Anochi Hashem Elokecha is the first commandment that we have. Because without this understanding that there's somebody above me, okay, people can do whatever they want, and they can lose their basis. The humanity can lose their basis to why to act like human beings. Okay, are we lofty, exalted? Do we have an image of Hashem in us, or we could act like whatever we want? So, and it also says, Asher hotzeticha me'eretz Mitzrayim, the same way that Hashem saw our troubles in there, saw our sorrow, and redeemed us, took us out of Egypt, meaning He saw our pain and He was caring. So we have to get out of ourselves, not to think only about ourselves, think about the others. So you see somebody that suffers, you see somebody who's in pain, okay, be caring, help other people as well. And this is the first commandment, to think about the other. Okay, you are not the center of everything. There's Hashem above you. Okay, and this is what leads us. This is then when we make the right decisions in life. Then we have Lo yeh lecha elokim acherim al panai. You shouldn't have other gods before me. When we read this commandment, we think, really, today, other gods. Who believe in other gods? We're modern. We don't believe in idols today, right? But the fact that this commandment is written in 10 commandments, it means that it emphasizes, it teaches us that These things are eternal and relevant in every generation. People do idol worship. The question is, what are your idols? Many times, what could be your idol? Um, um, Money, okay, could be an idol. What does it mean, idol worshipping?
That you're after.
Something that you run after it so much, you think that this is the most important thing in your life. Sometimes, instead of controlling certain things, you let these things control you. This is called idol worshipping. And when we idol worship, we can do all kinds of mistakes. We can act not nicely. We can have no moral, no ethics because of this. If the most important thing for them is money, and they will run after money, on the way, if you're on my way, so I will eliminate you. You're bothering me. Okay? And if money is above everything, okay, for this you're willing, God forbid, to lie, to cheat, to step on other people, to do all kind of stuff that are not appropriate. People are losing themselves, okay, because they are losing this code of moral that Hashem gave to us. So would be if your idol, is, let's say, the social status. Sometimes to be a class, to have it's very important. You're going to decide where to live because of that, even though you don't have the money, what to wear, in which environment, which friends to have, which schools to send your kids to, even though you're not capable, you're not able. Smartphones. We have no way of it controls us. The smartphones today, we cannot control it anymore. Okay. We hook to the smartphones, and it's a big problem. It could be, when people are addicted to that, they forget their family, they forget the very important things that they have to do instead. Not only smartphones, any kind of screens that they are out there, whether it's computer, whether it's, I don't know, whatever, videos or whatever other things. Whenever they control us instead of us controlling them, this is called avodah zarah, idol worshipping. If success is something that drives you, okay, this is the most important thing for you in life, to have success. And for this, okay, to get this success, you will step on all kind of values on the way. You'll do all kind of not ethical stuff without any red lines. This is called avodah zarah. People sometimes appreciate all kind of tycoons from Wall Street. People that are rich, people that made a lot of money. For them, this is their God. People fan or appreciate all kind of sports stars. I call them even, or all kind of celebrities from the entertainment world. Okay, for them, they follow them. They imitate them. Whatever this princess or this celebrity buys, okay, and comes to a party with us, it's sold out from the stores in the next days, because people imitate them and they want to be like them. So faith in one God, in Hashem, demands from us to push away all this idol worshipping and false idol worshipping that try to silence our voice of conscience, okay, and the calls of our neshama. So this is our second commandment. Our third commandment is called Lo Tisa et Shem Hashem Lashav, not to take the name of Hashem in vain. Okay. A name is not something simple. When you call somebody, okay, with his name, okay, you express your relationship, your relation to this person. When we take an oath, when we swear in the name of Hashem for vain or for a lie, for false, okay, we degrade, okay, we reduce the value of Hashem and also our own value. It says in Sefer Dvarim, יקימך השם לא לעם קדוש, כאשר נשבע לך כי תשמור את מצוות השם אלוקיך והלכת בדרכיו, which is very important. And then it says, וראו כל עמי הארץ כי שם השם נקרא עליך. Jewish people, they carry the name of Hashem on them. You see a woman, Jewish woman or man goes outside, Shem Hashem is, he carries the name of Hashem. What does it mean? He carries the name of Hashem. This thing is expressed in human behavior, in ethical behavior, by loving people, by helping people, by doing all kinds of acts of kindness to people. Everyone carries a first name, a last name, a city where he comes from, a state where he comes from, and his nationality. What is his nation? Okay? And so we are asked, okay, to represent, okay, our nationality, Am Israel, okay, with dignity, with honors, okay? So people look at you, the way that you walk and the way that you talk and the way that you behave outside, in the street, inside. It's unbelievable the Kiddush Hashem that you can do, you know, when you shop, when you talking to other people in the street, or all kind of, you know, in all kind of circumstances. This is Am Yisrael. Very sad when people abuse the name of Hashem, okay, and they do evil in the name of Hashem. Some, you know, people that do all kind of acts of terror. They do it in the name of Allah, in the name of Hashem they do it, in the name of God they do it. And this is when they abuse completely the idea of, okay, what does it mean to do things in, and they justify sometimes evilness because of that, and this is a bad thing. So, number 4, Zachor et Yom HaShabbat LaKadosh, speaks about the Shabbat. During the week, we emphasize our body. We pay attention to our body. What can you do? You have to do, you have to do, you have to exercise, you have to run, you have to... Shabbat is the day that we have to pay attention to our neshama, to our soul. And it's such a great gift that we have it today. Because today, you think to yourself, I'm a free person. Today we don't have communism on top of us. We don't have all kind of kings that order us what to do. And we don't have slavery, Baruch Hashem, and stuff like that. But we enslave ourselves. Okay? You have endless emails coming every second that you have to check them. You have all kind of text messaging that you have to check it every second. All kind of video clips that you want to see, all kind of stuff, all kind of, I don't know, WhatsApp or other social media messages and stuff. And when you're hooked to these things, again, you are a slave, okay? Shabbat gives us this time out, this recess, this quietness, that you don't have to hook yourself to this thing, and instead paying attention to the most important things in your life, which is family, which is your husband, your children. You don't have this other time, okay, during the week. And so you reconnect to yourself, you reconnect to your goal. What's your goal in life? What's your target? Well, what do you do all the week long? You're running after what? And so Shabbat is this time when you disconnect from these things, okay, and really pay attention to the important things in life, which is, you know, your tradition, your heritage, your family, your Shabbat table, okay, which are so important. So this racing technology world, okay, doesn't let you time to rest, to stop and to think, well, what am I doing here, okay? And Shabbat gives you the opportunity to do that. So it's unbelievable how Shabbat today is so vital, is so important for our sanity, for keeping ourselves, you know, healthy, mentally also. And so yes. Also it says on Shabbat, it says Zecher L'Maaseh, it says Zecher L'Yetziat Mitzrayim. Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim. Hashem redeemed us. We were slaves there. Hashem made us free people. And so we also have to free ourselves from all kind of stimulus out there, from all kind of slavery, like to money, like to all kind of bad values that we have out there, and concentrate on what's important. Shabbat is like a gas station that energizes us once a week, okay, to our true values, to our real values, whatever we really have to do, and we recalculate ourselves and go back to the right track. This is the beauty of Shabbat. Then we have kabet et avicha v'et emecha, honor your parents. Every generation thinks that he's the smartest of all. Our kids, they believe, they know that they are much smarter than us. There are new inventions, new innovations all the time. Of course they know to open a phone better than us, smartphones, or even to operate a computer. They learned it in school. We didn't learn these things. They learned these things. So, and they think that because of that, they're allowed to argue, they're allowed to disagree, they're allowed to have their own opinion, which is right. They can have their own opinion. Everybody's different, that's fine. But the question is how it's done. How do we relate to our parents, okay? We also know better than them. You know, back in time, we were born also in a modern time. And so, in the Western world, it's so obvious. On every subject, parents and children, they fight. They disagree. They have disputes, they have disagreements, they have arguments, whether it's money, whether it's clothing, whether it's curfew time, whether it's screen time, how long should you are allowed to be in the computer, whether it's anything you think about this, and they promote it in the TV. You see that there are always disagreements between parents and children, always. They call them my old folks, they call them. And yeah, later on they put them in a retirement home. Who takes care of their own parents in their own house? Nobody does these things today anymore. The parents gave us so much. Gave us life, number one. Without them we wouldn't be here. Invested on us so much, bought for us and listened to us, and were there for us, and set limits for us, okay, taught us what's right, what's wrong. You got so much. Give something back. You have to give back. This is our obligation. As much as smart we think we are, the biggest problem of the human being is when we don't appreciate. So Hashem puts this honoring parents, which looks obvious, you know. Of course you have to respect parents. No, it's not obvious. In many cultures it's not obvious. And so Hashem put this commandment so that we won't forget, okay, what our parents did for them. We should care for them whenever they need, especially in their elder days, okay, not to put them in this, if people can take care of them at home, it's so much better than to put them in this retirement home when they are humiliated there, when they do all kind of stuff over there. So, and then we have lo tilzach, not to commit murder. Bemet, who are you talking to us? We are murdering people, we're killing people. What type of commandment is that? Such an obvious commandment, such an easy to understand. Of course we're not supposed to kill people, yet it's not understandable in many cultures, even in modern cultures. I remember when I was young, they had these Western movies, always killing. I didn't understand, what is there so much killing? Why people kill in Mexico and all these other places? Why are they killing so much? And who gives them the permission to kill so much? So in ancient cultures, killing was no question. I don't agree with you, you're bothering me, I'm removing you out of my way, I don't need you, you know. So Hashem gives us this order, okay, because even in this 20th century, when we think we're so modern, we're so advanced, we know so much, what, in the 20th century, we didn't have World War One, we didn't have World War Two. How many people the Nazis killed, and why? Because they granted rights only to the Ari race, only to the one that belonged to their race. All the other people that don't belong to this race, they deprive them. You don't have any right to live. What is this? And in the 21st century, when people kill on the name of Allah and the name of Hashem, or it doesn't matter even what motive people are killing. Sometimes people kill because of a parking lot space, because of all kind of stupid reasons people are killing, and unfortunately, also people they decide to solve problems, okay, with violence. We're exposed to so much violence in the media, movies, and computer games have a lot of violence. So much shooting, so much killing, so much stuff. Kids from young age are exposed to all that. And people sometimes are exposed to physical abuse, okay, verbal abuse. There is psychological abuse that people are exposed to, and there is violence in the family sometimes, lo aleinu, and bullying in schools, okay, and all kind of stuff out there. So the Torah directs us to solve problems with, sit down, with having tolerance to one another, with restraining yourself, with respect to others, with peace, doing peace and compromising. And now I want to ask you about lot enough. So, what is lot enough now? Not to commit adultery. Love is the most spoken subject, okay, in the world. Who is not looking for love? Endless songs are written about love. Movies and whatever, TV and also full of love. People are singing, people seek, people want love. Well, what is love? How do people get to love? Once people knew that the meaning of marriage is commitment, is being loyal to one another. What is kiddushin in Hebrew? Being holy. Kiddushin, okay? I don't belong to anybody else in the world now, just to you. This is kiddushin. So people thought once people take a vow, before they get married, okay, they commit to one another. That's a condition, very important condition to love, to marriage, to good marriage or whatever. What is this today? Where people believe in marriage? Where do people? You have to have a lot of courage today, okay, to object the society that praises adultery in the movies, in everywhere. When a bride comes to me and I ask, certain questions before, they feel embarrassed to say that they didn't have relations before, or they feel stupid, they feel not American, they feel, where does our generation came to when people do everything before marriage, and what's there after, So, so people out there, they educate us, the youth, the young generation, that physical pleasures is above everything. And external appearance, you have to look nice, you have to have a nice figure, okay, you have to all these things, they precede personality. You don't have to have personality, you don't have to have good qualities, enough that you look nice and you have red clothing and whatever to attract other people. So to be wild, to do adultery, okay, became normal today, and the Western world, okay, okay, they exchanged this seventh commandment with all kind of fantasies that people have in their mind, unrealized fantasies, and immorality, and it leads them to sorrow, to and all of this comes from violating this most important mitzvah between husband and wife. Okay, we want to get to the ultimate happiness. How do we get to ultimate happiness? Okay, when a person is concentrated in himself and doesn't know how to give even. Love comes when we give to the other, right? And this is not what they teach us out here. And so when a person is concentrated on himself and on his desires and does only whatever he likes, whatever he wants, okay, he doesn't. This person doesn't get love. When he doesn't think about the consequences of his deeds, if he has relations, whether it's with the other person's will or not, when he thinks only about himself, he won't get to any love. He won't get to anything. You want to love, you want to get love, okay? Only when you invest, when you give from yourself. And so, and when you keep the loyalty and this kedusha in between husband and wife, and so caring is something very important that we learn over here, and loyalty, and this is when you get to real meaningful relationship between man and wife. The eighth commandment is something that's called lo tigno, not to steal. We're good people. We're not stealing. We're not going to supermarkets to steal some Cheerios or paper goods from there. What type of commandment is not to steal? When we say not to steal, we think in our mind, we associate this with masked, robbers, burglars, thieves. And stuff, thieves. They go into the bank and they take a lot of money. People steal. People steal iPhones, which are very expensive. People steal all kind of objects. Yes, it's true. All these are not allowed, but we also can get into this mistake of stealing, not realizing, when we're not aware of what is the law. Okay, what's not allowed to steal? What does it mean to steal? So when we steal somebody's object, of course it's not appropriate, it's not allowed, it's a violation. But when we sometimes do not give the full value of something that somebody did for us a job and we didn't pay for it fully. We argue, we left it and we didn't pay it all the way. Or we steal time, not only objects, we steal time. Okay, stealing time is also a problem. They say that this became an epidemic. One of the research institutes in the United States calculated the stealing time, how much it costs to the American economy. What does it mean, stealing time? Stealing time means you come late to your job, you leave early, you take all kind of sick days that you're not supposed to, without no reason. You speak on in your job. You speak on the phone. All kind of phone calls that are private, not for the job. You do all kind of outside jobs, not your own job. You have to pay the bills, so you have to call. You call this company. You call this company. You check online all kind of sales and all kind of stuff. You go to WhatsApp and see all kind of chats, what they say. Meanwhile, just a few minutes, just a second. This is not your time. If your boss lets you certain time, something else. But if they don't like it, or talking too much to your friends, be too much friendly out there, and not pay attention to your job, taking too much coffee breaks, going too much time to the bathroom or to the restroom, and to take care of your hair, take care of this, take care of that. This is all called stealing time. And so they say when they calculated how much it cost to the American economy, they came to $70 billion per year. It's unbelievable. It's a very strong number. So, using sometimes using equipment, the office equipment for your own personal stuff without permission. Copying in tests, even though you want to get to this job and you want to succeed. Wasting the time of the seller in the store when you're not intending to buy there. Just go and make a kevrosh, headache, asking, and not buying. And then while you leave, she's like, "Oh, really?" Or tasting all kind of stuff in the store when you're not intending to buy.
What do you mean? In Costco?
When you're not intending to buy.
They give for trial.
If they give for trial, something else. But and if it's kosher.
Yeah,
but but when you're not intending to buy, and meanwhile you take some, you see some, I don't know, some seeds or a cookie or I don't know exactly, some fruits, I don't know, whatever they have out there, some
fruit stuff.
salty stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff like that. So
Jackfruit.
these are things that we have to be careful. But why do people steal? We all know it's a negative thing, it's a negative trait, and it's not good, it harms people. So why do people do? So when we inquire it really, we realize that people are stealing because they want all kind of shortcuts to get into their goal in life. And we don't understand that the way is important too, not only the goal. The way that you get to your goal, to your target, okay, is important too. To be a kind person on the way, to smile to people, to do good to people, to benefit other people is important also, not only to get there to the last line. So this is what it says. Now it says about לא תענה ברעך את שקר, the ninth commandment. מה זה לא תענה? Do not testify as a false witness, okay, against your neighbor. Words, okay, can heal, but words can also destroy. So many times we spoke about classes about Lashon Hara, how it could destroy sometimes the name of people, their reputation, and all whatever is there. So the violation of giving a false testimony, okay, appears on the same tablets where it says not to murder people. And it's a mistake to say that this mitzvah relates only to testimony in court. Many times, many people are tested, not only in courts, in front of people, by the society, by friends. People judge them. Okay? Sometimes, think about this, it's easier to get a punishment in court than to be punished by people, when people judge you. People can say all kind of stuff about you. A young generation today, they suffer from this the most, because the years of the when people are the teenage years, the kids are so sensitive. It's so important for them how the society look at them, what they say about them. Shaming is so strong over there, and so if we say something, if we answer something not nicely or something, and they feel that they are humiliated, okay, they could withdraw from the community, they could get into depression, they don't want to socialize sometimes, and in very, very extreme cases, okay, even commit suicide when somebody said that she doesn't look nice, or she didn't have the right outfit for the right party, or something like that. Because our life today is out there in the social medias, in Facebook, in these places, And one word that you say about a person, likes or dislikes or whatever, can heal, okay, or destroy, God forbid. And so, by the eyes of the Torah, okay, this sin is like a disease. Because we know that Lashon Hara, if somebody spoke about, or even Rechilut, when people gossip about other people, their punishment was supposed to be isolation from the community. You're not, if you don't appreciate the community, you abandon from there. You're supposed to isolate yourself from there. So important is the power of speech. So, so so the Torah in this commandment teaches us, okay, to encourage people, to help people instead of using our tongue to a bad language. And then the 10th thing would be lo tachmod, not to envy, not to be envious of your neighbor. I'll ask you a question. What is the thing that people want the most in this world? What do you think?
Money.
What do people seek for? What
Wealth, success,
I would say happiness.
happiness.
Happiness. This is something that people are looking for. Check what people are looking for. Usually, they think, why do I go to college to learn so many years for a certain profession to get money? But I want to be happy. Why I want to get married and have kids? To be happy. Everything is to be happy. Okay. And the problem is when we think that we can achieve happiness, okay, in the wrong places. People think that happiness lies in external achievements, that we people imagine to themselves that if they would have the money, let's say, okay, if they would have the right friends, if they would have the right image, if they would have the right grades, if they would have the right family, if they would have the right look of her friends or something, this is when they're going to